In today's video, as you can see, I'm going to bring you guys along with me while I prepare something for dinner. I don't know what this is called yet, and it's not really in any recipe book or anything like that, but I thought I'd just show you guys what I think I'm going to come up with. So yeah, come along and cook with me. For today's video, I want to do some roasted sweet potatoes mixed in with some like a chorizo kind of sauté chorizo type thing. So I'm going to show you what the ingredients are now so you can see. So we've got dark soy sauce. We've got some chopped garlic in marinade, which is really great to add some flavor and stuff. We've also got some ground ginger, some crushed chilies, because I love me some chilies, but also to add a bit of kick to it, or an extra kick, I've actually got some chili here as well, a chili even. We've got our chorizo. As you can see, I've used quite a bit, so I'm just going to use the rest just to make up a concoction really, and hopefully the concoction turns out great. We've got vegetable stock cube, because I prefer using vegetable stock cube to actual kind of beef or chicken. Please let me know in the comments if you are similar to me or the same. And then we've got our vegetables. We've got some peppers, so we've got red, yellow, and green. And we've also got some aubergine. This sauteed is so good. We've got some baby spinach, which we're gonna wilt together with the mix with the peppers. We've got some onions on here, like you can see, and our chili. We've got some salt. We're gonna add a sprinkle of salt, and then we've got our sweet potatoes, which I will chop up, peel, chop up, and season, which you will see. So let's get the meal started. So because we're gonna start with the potatoes, because that kind of like takes longer than sauteing everything else, I'm gonna turn the oven on and preheat it to 180, fan heating, so 180. Now I'm just gonna wash my hands and get started. I'm gonna start off first with peeling my sweet potatoes, like I said. So I'm gonna just peel this, as you can see, and I'll show you when it's done. Now I have finished chopping up my sweet potatoes. I'm just going to show you. They look like carrots, but they're not. They're sweet potatoes. So I'm going to season my sweet potatoes, put it on a tray, and pop it in the oven. And what I'm going to use to season my sweet potatoes is some olive oil, some Chinese salt and chili pepper seasoning, just a sprinkle, just to give it some flavor, some basil, and some peppercorn meal, black peppercorn meal. But also I think I might add a dash of chili flakes, because you already know I love me some chili. So first we will start with the oil, the olive oil, just so it can get everything to stick. Next I'm gonna put in the Chinese salt and chili pepper seasoning, again just a little bit, just a dash. I'm just gonna show you here. Chili, just a dash. Some chili flakes. Add in the basil, and then some black pepper, and then actually we're going to finish off with a sprinkle of some salt. What we're going to do is we're going to mix it all together. Oh, I think they're looking good. I'm just going to show you guys so you can see. So as you can see, potatoes are all seasoned. Now we're just going to transfer it onto the tray, and then it'll go in the oven. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat down. So from 180, I'm probably going to put it on 170, just because sweet potatoes don't really take that long to cook, and I don't want it to burn either. So make sure I spread it out so they're evenly cooked. Okay, so potatoes are on the tray and they are going in. Like I said, I'm going to turn the heat down from 180 to 170, because I don't want them to burn. And we're gonna set a timer for 20 minutes. While the potatoes are in the oven, I've already cut up the rest of the vegetables I'm going to use. The spinach is in the fridge because we don't really need to cut up the spinach. I don't tend to when I'm wilting them. So I've already cut up the peppers, the onions, the aubergines, and now I'm going to cut up the chorizo. Okay, so the potatoes are nearly done. So I'm going to start with my chorizo mix saute stuff. Let's go. So first I'm going to start with the onions. I've decided to use olive oil after all instead of the sunflower oil, just because I use that to kind of season the potatoes, so I kind of wanted to keep it the same kind of oil, if that makes sense. So turn the thing on. I like to use medium heat so it doesn't burn. So medium heat, add my oil, not too much, just a little bit, because there's gonna be oil coming out from the chorizo anyway. I've got all my vegetables chopped up. I've got my onions on here, my chili and my aubergine. On the chopping board here, we have mixed peppers and the chorizo. We're gonna wait for this to warm up, and then we're gonna start with the onions, put that in first, get that to kind of sizzle a little bit, and then add the rest of the stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my onions. Like I said, it's all chopped in kind of like slow squares. So onions goes in first, and then what I'm gonna do next is add my chopped garlic and marinade, just like this decent amount. You don't really need a lot. It was just kind of like just over half a teaspoon. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my chorizo. Next, I'm gonna add in some ginger, some ground ginger. So now the heat is on 6, which is just above the halfway point for me. I've got a touch screen off, so maybe if you have the same, you understand. And then we're gonna go in with the chilies next. And with the chili, if you do buy fresh chili, you can freeze it until you need it, and then you defrost it, okay? Now we're gonna add in our mixed peppers. Notice that I haven't added the spinach in yet because the spinach, because it wilts, we don't want it to overcook. So that is probably going to be the last thing that we add in to the mix. And then we're going to add our aubergine. And with the aubergine, I didn't cut them in perfect like square sizes. I cut them kind of like rectangular, only because, well, I kind of got lazy midway cutting it, but you can cut it whatever size you want to. So this is what it's looking like so far in the pan. I'm just going to add a dash of black pepper. And then I'm going to add in some dark soy sauce. You can use regular soy sauce. So this is coming along quite nicely. And then I guess I'll show you guys again. Now the spinach is washed and ready to use, so I don't tend to re-wash it anyway. But you can do it if you want. You have to be patient with the spinach. It does get wilted, but it just, you know, has to sit in there for a few moments. So this meal, if you actually prep it beforehand, it literally doesn't take that long. The potatoes literally takes about 30 to 40 minutes roasted on low heat. You don't want to burn it. And then this literally, like I said, if it's already pre-prepped, already cut up, takes like literally next to nothing. So quite a fairly easy and quick meal to make if you wanted something quite healthy to kind of stick to. This is looking really nice and juicy. Right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this to marinate or to get in saute. I'm gonna turn the heat down to 4 and then I'm gonna check on my potatoes. Okay, so let's check on the potatoes now. Hopefully they should be done. As you can see, not too brown and too burnt, which is perfect. And also, sweet potatoes I've noticed tend to shrink they tend to shrink in the oven, so don't freak out if the sizes get smaller once they're in the oven. So, I mean, mine are looking pretty good, nice and golden. Hopefully they're ready. And this is just marinating right now, so I'm quite excited to show you guys the end result. Okay, so I've dished everything. The potatoes are on the plate, and so is the chorizo saute chorizo. I don't really know what to call it, so let me show you guys.